Evan.
I'm Josh.
I'm Paxton.
And I'm Ryan.
And today we designed a robot from the ROV box that comes in a kit. And for the batteries, we took them to ASU and had them charged on their solar panel Gamage Garage Theater. They're all about going green.
And this is our robot here. We have 3 lights, 2 forward and 1 down. Let's take this out for you guys.
Got it? Good.
And we have 3 motors, 2 facing this way and 1 up to go up and down, forward and left. And if you see all these styrofoam and glue pieces, that's to keep it buoyant in water so it doesn't sink and then we can't get it back up. And so Joshua will talk about the motors.
Alright. So we have one motor going this way so they can go back and forth, so to make it go forwards and backwards. Then we have a motor going up to make it go up and down, and so it's just a flip of the switch back and forth to make it go up and down. And Paxton will show you a power source.
Our power source is basically an electrical cord. For the TV, it plugs into a wall outlet. But for our robot, we have some batteries. Like you said,
He's done charging.
Here's Tyler with the more about the batteries.
Well, the batteries are both 12 amp because there's too many functions. Each battery is 12, so we had to put a 24, so we need more power because one battery cannot run all the functions. And now Ryan will tell you about the TVs.
Alright, these are our monitors. One is facing forward and the other one is facing down.
That one is
Yeah, not working.
It's showing overlay from the other one. We don't really know why,
it's
but
intercepting. If you look really closely, you'll see there's wavy lines moving here. That's from the down camera, and these lines are moving from the up camera. And if you tip it like this, you'll be able to see sort of that.
But it keeps on overlaying so you can still see this camera
And that's pretty much our robot.
alright, thank you guys for listening.
Any questions?
Plenty of questions.
I'm curious about your arm. How is that going to work?
Our arm is not movable; it just stays, and it's basically to pick up the ring at the bottom, like it comes in and it goes up, and which gets it. And it's in this forward because it feels like this. The ring can easily just come off, but if it's like this, it'll get stuck. And it's sometimes used for pushing other objects away out of
What is the mesh for on
the what?
the wire mesh
This
around
right here?
yes?
Well, this is all metal, and this stuff right here, it can cut your fingers. So this blocks it and it doesn't hurt at all.
There you go.
Safety measure.
So the cage is used for the tether, and so that way, and the motors, so that way the line and then the PVC pipe from like the ship doesn't get stuck in the motors and cause one of your motors to malfunction, and that way you still are able to navigate it with the motors.
And if you unhook these 2 pieces right here, you can easily just lift it up and work inside.
Okay.
Have you had this in water?
Yep.
Yes.
We've already
We've
qualified
qualified.
with a 347.
Oh, so you performed all these functions in water?
Yep.
You've tested it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the first year you've been together?
It's our second year,
We won last
except
year.
for Ryan, he's new to this team.
And what did you do differently this year?
We added, because one of our motors was a little bit broken, and it wouldn't, like if you push both at once, they wouldn't work. It would, because one's slower than the other. So we fixed that, and I think we added one more definitely.
And then for the control box was like
Different.
broken, and so then we changed it.
The switches were only 4 amp, and those switches are, I think, 24 amp. So they're like cheap plastic switches that didn't push a lot and couldn't handle. You're getting backfeed through the controller, so you needed stronger. So we needed higher amp switches.
And we added a new box because our last one had like these black switches, and after a while when you go like in the spring would break, so we got a new one for $25 each.
Can you control the speed with this new setup?
Not really.
It just goes forward and
Put on and off.
And if you push like both of them backwards, they go backwards. So, and if you don't press them really fast, you can easily just go like, so it
So you
goes.
might be able to get some.
Where it just moves at a slow pace.
Yes, instead
So
of going,
it's-
I'm making it go really fast.
So that's our electrical box.
What's in the back over here?
This, that is where all the wires go. So it's not all a big mess. And this tape is taping the styrofoam for buoyancy. And it's a box and it holds all the wires because there's a bunch of little wires. So.
What grades you guys in?
A sixth.
7th.
So
Going into 8.
I'm going to my sophomore year.
I see that you taped the styrofoam to the wire. What was the purpose in doing that?
the styrofoam to the wire is because the cord would sink, and which would cause the robot to sink. So we added these on the wire so it floats, and the robot controls the.
To make it neutrally buoyant.
Okay. And that was through your testing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
What was the most challenging task in assembling this?
The first time we messed up.
Should I tell the story?
Yes, tell the story.
Okay, so we really wanted to do this competition. We were so excited. So what we did was we got the PVC pipes, put it together with epoxy, but no hardening. So we put it together and yeah, we did it. And then, so we did it without our parents' supervision. And so, yeah, we were too excited for that. So basically what happened was, we definitely did it wrong. And so they put it in the water and just went.
Yeah, because we used we just
The epoxy, no hardening on it or anything.
We used the stuff that came in the
And then
kit,
it went.
but then my dad's like, no, you did it wrong. You were supposed to put this other stuff, which is better, and makes it so it doesn't.
So you started out with a kit, was this like a basic kit that you got?
It was
The
the
ROV in a box.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we modified it. Like we put a cage around it.
Put these lights, dive lights, and cut up a boogie board, I believe.
Yeah.
For extra.
What did your mentor have? You guys look like you could run this without a mentor. Was your mentor helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
Our
Extremely.
Because for soldering and stuff, we had no clue
we
anything
got
about that.
taught soldering. Like we soldered a lot of wires. His dad and my dad are the mentors, and he taught us everything. And he did the wiring for the control box right here.
So whose idea was it to just have everything in a movable station?
Guilty as charged. Okay. So basically our mentors have been divers here for the past 6 years, and so their knowledge was, well, a lot of teams fail on the setup because you have to get your electronics from your cart to on your table. And we thought, okay, what if we just come up and then have a movable table that just comes off, and then we can set it up there. And we can just roll a cart next to it and then have the box on the floor, and then all the cables run through the cart.
And if the tethering didn't work, we could easily just bring this bucket out and then have more
You cut a hole in the bottom, does it tangle or anything? Is it just
No, it's because when you go like this is from the top, and this is the bottom part, which goes all the way, I believe, back to the cameras and batteries.
It's basically the in and out of the box or the cable, and it helps keep the cord organized, so it's just not everywhere.
And we put it in a spiral motion down, so when you usually take it out, it's just it's easy to come out straight.
Did the wiring come with the kit? The wires, what kind of wires did you use? What gauge is that?
What type of wires are they?
What gauge is the wire? How thick is the wire? What gauge is it? And did it come with, did the wires come with the kit, or was that
Yeah,
separate?
the wires came with the kit, but
I
we
think
added.
they're 2-inch. Don't know off the top of my head. But
The
The wiring did come with the kit, maybe
But the tape didn't.
between 1 and 2, somewhere along those lines. But if we wanted to like add anything, it would be, you'd have to take all the wires out
Like,
and then,
you see this camera's broken right here. If we wanted to fix it, which is really easy because it's just some wirings, we'd have to cut this off. But it's not easy because you have to like take this whole thing apart to get to the wiring. And it's just a big.
because it goes through the orange PVC pipe.
You guys build models for hobbies of other things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lego, first Lego, 3 of us has competed in. We like to build NXTs for models, and that's where we get our ideas from.
Yeah.
You guys don't build airplanes?
You wish.
Kind of. I've done them. Me and him have done them before, but never finished.
So what did you guys do on the team?
Well, we have jobs like when we're actually competing, and Evan and my job is to basically make sure the wire doesn't get tangled up and give enough wire.
And he's a stopwatch person. And he's the co-captain, he's the pilot, and he writes down the scores. And he sits next to them and points out anything that they didn't see.
Ryan, this is your first year with these guys?
Yes, it is.
How do you feel about joining such a high-level group?
It's pretty good.
You learn a lot?
Yeah.
All right. What else did you, give me a quick rundown if you would. You don't have to go into too much detail, but what did you add to, what have you done to it? Obviously, I mean, it's nice that you brought the TVs in with, so that we can see that the cameras work. What did you add to it that didn't come with the kit?
The dive lights.
The dive lights. Yeah. This thing you see in the camera.
This, the TVs, the bucket, batteries, and the switch.
The switch, which is the main power source, and then you have to.
And what does that mean, power source?
It brings power from the batteries to. It turns on the light.
How many batteries do you have?
To
2 truck batteries.
both batteries.
24 amp. If you cut the power from there, it gives the robot 12. So if you need to like maneuver it but in a slower action, you can stop if you turn off that switch. But you cut the battery in half, so you turn off one battery, and the other one still comes through.
You take out the wiring on it, and you can see if you can turn this off.
Is that powering the TVs as well, or?
No, the
Yeah,
power.
I couldn't,
the
okay, I'm
cable
trying to
is,
see the
and
other part.
if you see, you can't just turn it on, play with the robot. You have to turn on the main thing, and then you can turn this on, and then use it.
And you added the mesh on the sides, the styrofoam didn't come with the kit either, right?
Right.
Yep.
You guys go to different schools?
I go to Summit Academy.
I go to Gehenna Middle School. She's in Ohio, so this is.
Because he just.
Yeah, I just moved because my mom works at Ohio State, and she's the president of GoPace. And we've when we started, we all have a group of family that does stuff. Because it was us, and then we just joined Ryan for.
He was our long-term friend for a while,
Yeah.
until he moved to Ohio for a year, and this is his year back. He got in on Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Go to Dobson.
Yeah, I go to Colin.
I go to Summit Cafe.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.